Hello everyone, I'm Shirley Salinas, and today I'll be presenting our PIT project, a multiplayer Tetris game implemented in Python. This project demonstrates how powerful data structures and algorithms can be when building real-world or interactive applications. So, the real world problem our program addresses is providing an engaging, competitive, and educational environment for students to improve their cognitive skills and logical thinking through a multiplayer Tetris game. Tetris requires fast decision making, spatial awareness, and problem solving, making it an ideal platform for sharpening these abilities in a fun, interactive way. And why DSA concepts are critical is because is to ensure smooth gameplay, reliable networking, and fair competition. The program must efficiently manage game states, user interactions, and real-time data. And also DSA are critical because they enable dynamic management of the game board, fast piece movement and collision detection, responsive user interfaces, reliable communication between players, and accurate leaderboard tracking. Using DSA ensures the program can scale, remain responsive, and provide a seamless user experience. Now we have solution overview. So first is we have real-time multiplayer gameplay and updates. And players can compete against each other with both boards updating instantly as moves are made. The second is a chat lobby for player communication. Players can send and receive messages in a shared chat room. Next is dynamic leaderboard tracking and display. The leaderboard updates automatically after each match, always showing the top scores. Next is hold and preview functionality for Tetris pieces. Players can hold a piece for later use and see which piece is coming up next, allowing for strategic gameplay. And of course, a timer and game over logic. Each game session is timed, and the program automatically detects win, loss, or tie scenarios. So now let's look at how each DSA concept is used in my program and why I chose it. First is array list, arrays or list. The purpose in this program is array or list are used to store the game board, the leaderboard, and the players. And why it is chosen? Because lists provide fast access to elements and can be dynamically resized, which is essential for handling a game board where the state changes constantly, adding or removing pieces, and for updating the leaderboard or player list as new data comes in. Next is stacks. Purpose in this program is stacks are used for the navigation stack of the user interface UI screens. And why is it chosen? Because a stack enables back and forward navigation. When a user moves to a new screen, the current screen is pushed onto the stack, and when the user goes back, the previous screen is popped off, just like the history navigation in web browsers. Queues purpose in this program. Queues manage the chat, message, system, and game event processing. And why chosen? Because queues ensure first in, first out FIFO processing, so messages and events are handled in the exact order they were received, maintaining a logical and fair sequence, especially important for multiplayer communication and real-time game actions. Linked list is the purpose in this program as linked lists are used for piece rotation logic and Tetris. So why chosen? Because linked lists allow for efficient traversal and rotation through different states of a Tetris piece, making the rotation operation fast and memory efficient without needing to recalculate or copy data repeatedly. Lastly is sorting algorithm. The purpose in this program is it is used to sort the leaderboard by the highest score, of course. And why it's chosen? Because efficient sorting using algorithms like TeamSort in Python ensures that the leaderboard is always up to date and displays the top players instantly even as the number of players grows. The ON log n complexity makes it much faster than naive sorting methods. Now a code snippet. This block of code defines a custom singly linked list to handle the rotation states of Tetris pieces. The shape node class represents a single node in the linked list, holding a particular shape configuration as a matrix and a reference to the next node, the next rotation state. The shape linked list class builds a sequence of such nodes based on all possible rotations for a Tetris piece. And how it works? When a player rotates a piece, the rotate method advances to the next node in the list, updating the current shape to the next rotation state. The rotate matrix helper rotates the current shape matrix by 90 degrees, ensuring that even single rotation pieces like the O block can be handled smoothly. And if the end of the list is reached, the rotation wraps around, making the shape rotation seamless and cyclic. And why is this efficient is because this structure avoids recalculating or reconstructing piece shapes on every rotation. Instead, it stores each state once and simply changes the reference, which is a constant time operation. And the linked list approach also makes it easy to extend or modify how rotations work, supporting special pieces or custom behaviors if desired. So next code snippet is sorting algorithm. By specifying key equals lab the item, item score, and reverse equals true, we ensure that the highest scores always appear at the top of the leaderboard. And why is sorting essential here? Because as more players join and play multiple games, the leaderboard grows rapidly. Efficient sorting guarantees that every update, such as a new high score, is instantly reflected in the correct position, keeping the rankings accurate in real time. This approach automatically reorders the leaderboard after each game so players always see the most up-to-date results without any delay. So moving forward, here's the main menu, which uses a stack data structure to manage screen navigation. Every time the user moves to a new screen, such as entering the lobby or viewing the leaderboard, the current screen is pushed onto the stack. This allows users to easily go back to the previous screen by popping it off the stack, making navigation smooth and intuitive, just like a web browser's back button. So, next is lobby chat. In the multiplayer lobby, chat messages between players are managed using a queue data structure. Whenever a player sends a message, it is added to the end of the queue, and the program processes and displays these messages in a first in, first out FIFO order, ensuring that conversations flow naturally and everyone sees messages in the sequence that they were sent. This approach prevents message overlap or confusion, even when multiple players send messages at the same time. So next is gameplay. During the game, the Tetris board itself is managed using Python list, a two-dimensional array where each cell represents a block on the board. This allows for fast updates as pieces move or lines are cleared. For each Tetris piece, a linked list is used to handle its possible rotation states. When a player rotates a piece, the program simply moves to the next node in the linked list, updating the piece's orientation efficiently. All these updates happen in real time, so both players see each other's moves instantly, making the competition dynamic and engaging. Next is leaderboard. After each game session, player scores are captured and added to the leaderboard. To keep the leaderboard accurate and fair, scores are sorted using an efficient sorting algorithm so that the highest scores always appear at the top. This ensures that players can instantly see how they rank against each other and motivates friendly competition. The sorted leaderboard is displayed in descending order, making it easy to spot the top performance at a glance. So, here's the full video of our Tetris multiplayer game. So, finally, let's compare this DSA-driven approach to a brute force solution. The efficiency is, using list, queues, and linked list let us perform operations in O1 or O log n time. For example, updating a leaderboard or processing a chat messages is almost instantaneous. In contrast, a brute force approach would require scanning entire arrays or lists for every operation, leading to slowdowns, especially as the number of players or message grows. So the scalability with DSA, our program remains responsive and smooth even with more users or larger datasets. Brute force solutions would quickly become unmanageable, causing lag and a poor user experience. To sum up, by carefully applying data structures and algorithms, we were able to create a multiplayer Tetris game that's not only fun and interactive, but also efficient, scalable, and maintainable. Thank you for watching.